on the enemy.
Yo, I'm about to squad wipe. Oh my god.
Hello, you what's this is Tigon here, and in today's video I'm gonna go ahead and show you all the best sensitivity, settings, and HUD to play Apex Legends Mobile. So with that said, let's get it. So if we hit the settings button off first, we have the basic settings. The very first thing I'm gonna tell you is always keep aim assist on in this game. It is such an advantage, especially at long ranges, because it's going to allow you to hit those shots. This game is a game where 1, you can shoot very far in the distance, 2, there are scopes and sights actually able to help you and aid you, and 3, your shots will actually hit. I played COD Mobile Battle Royale a lot, and one thing I noticed many times is the BSA will not allow you to hit someone in the distance, whereas in Apex, there's only bullet drop, no bullet spread accuracy. That's what BSA stands for, by the way. But essentially what I'm saying is someone will be able to beam you across the map or across the distance. So you're gonna wanna have aim assist on so you can compete with that one. The other thing is movement and aim assist close range. And essentially if someone is close to you and they're moving back and forth extremely fast and they're spamming, crouch spamming or whatever like that, they're pretty much gonna hit just about every shot if they're focused on hitting you because they have aim assist on. So let me actually go ahead a little bit closer. Let's say they're in front of you and they're hip fire. They're gonna do a lot of damage and you're gonna do it very quickly. I don't care how good you are, someone that's spamming movement is going to be able to get those shots off, and those bullets are gonna connect way more than yours are. So always have aim assist on. Now, bolt action sniper fire mode. I am a manual player, so that means when I use or when I play the game, I do every action individually. So if you're a 4-finger player, you could consider yourself a manual player. You hit the scope button and then you hit your shoot button. And essentially, bolt action sniper fire mode, I like or prefer it on tap to fire because I'm able to more accurately hit my shots. And if you do want that almost pull to release type feel, you can actually go to your ADS mode and make it hold or mixed. And if you set this setting on, when you go ahead and hold down your scope button, when your finger removes from the scope button, it automatically releases, which gives you that little pullback feel. Now, as a manual player, for many of these settings, I'm literally just gonna tell you, going ahead and having them on one tap or just you have to manually do it or physically do it, it's gonna make you the better player. And it might take a little bit longer to get used to, but once you get used to it, it gives you more control and you can be faster with it. So for everything I'm about to list off, these are the things you wanna have. You have shotgun fire mode. Remember, tap to fire. 1 tap ADS and fire. I always have that off because once again, I am manually shooting. And essentially what this does is it takes your fire button on the right side and it makes it a 1 tap. So when you click it, it only hit fires. For some people that play 2 or maybe 3 fingers, you might need to go ahead and have that button there. So when you go ahead and push it, it actually also ADSs just like in COD Mobile. That's fine, but if you are a complete manual player, you're gonna wanna have this off. And you wanna do this because the bullet button here is actually bigger for the right side, so that's why I choose to go ahead and use this one. Now, secondary fire button, I just have it on and then I have it hidden, but it's literally up to you. For my ADS mode, I have it on mixed, and that's just because for certain situations, I might either like to have my scope button fully scoped down, or I might like to have it hold so I can go ahead and get back into the action really quickly without me having to re-tap my ADS button again. Now, when we go down to quick throw, have that off. It's gonna make you faster, so I just keep everything on manual. Next, scope mode, I have it on classic. I really only play first person, so that's the only thing that applies to me. As for gyroscope settings, I used to play gyroscope, I don't play it anymore, but if you want to see a gyro video, let me know. I'm still pretty decent at it. But with that said, let's get into the advanced settings right here. And once again, auto firing off, weapon auto psych on empty. I actually do have this on. I have quick optic switch on, and essentially what this does is it creates a little scope thing on the side, and you can switch the scopes that you have on your gun. And why this is important is, as I said, this is a long range game at the same time as being a close range game. So if you want to hit someone long range, you could just quickly switch your scope to one that's longer or closer to deal with the situation at hand. But yeah, these are basically the rest of my advanced options, and let's go ahead and go into the gameplay settings. Now, these are going to be the best settings for you to be able to be the fastest player possible. So auto open doors, always have that on. Even if you're playing with like 8 fingers, it's going to be more reliable to have that auto open doors on. Ping button on, you wanna ping people, you need to communicate even with your teammates. It's a team-based game. Double tap the screen to ping. Personally, not what I'm using, but if it works for you, use it. Map radar alert, I have that on. Now, as for FOV, that should literally be max. The FOV is decent in this game. It could be higher, but you're gonna want to have that max on both everything. Movement settings, crouch button to rotate camera, that's supposed to be on, and jump button to rotate camera is supposed to be on as well. Essentially what this means is when you're playing, your crouch button and your jump button still allows you to turn while using it. This works really well if you're like a 3-finger player or even someone that has your buttons near your thumb, so you can just quickly access it and you can still turn while using your movement buttons. It's going to make your movement way better. Now, climbing control mode is on classic, crouching controls is on hold. The reason why I have this on hold is it's simply going to make you a faster player. If you look at this is how fast you can move. So when you're strafing, you're trying to hit someone, it's just gonna make you that much faster. So you're gonna be able to spam and do all that. However, this is a 5-finger HUD type of play style. But Apex actually added something that makes it so you can play this even if you're not using something crazy like 5 fingers. So when you're running and you hit the slide button, there's a little jump button that appears up there. You just flick your finger up and you're able to go ahead and jump without taking your finger off the slide button or the slide and crouch button. So if you're someone that plays 4 fingers, this would be really good for you. You still are able to slide jump without having to go ahead and remove your finger off. But this is going to make you a faster player. And yeah, it's just going to make you also able to control your slides more and control your momentum more, making your movement better overall. Now for joystick triggers auto run, I have that on because it allows me just to go ahead and run like this really easy. And when I'm in a battle royale and I don't want to be putting my hand on the joystick all the time, it's just going to make it a lot easier. And if I'm running away from someone, I just need to start running as fast as possible. I just pop that up there and it makes my life so much easier. Now to the advanced options. So in here, you literally can see pretty much everything I have. Auto open chest, you're going to want to have that on. It's just going to make you a faster player. Auto ping items, have that on. Even if you're not focusing on something, it'll ping it for your teammates that might need it. Auto ping enemies, have that on. Left ping button, I have that off since I only really need one, but it's a preference. Now quick ping, I have that on. Everything else I pretty much have default except for the smart healing recommendations. I personally turn that off because I don't want to be in a situation where the smart healing recommendation messes up and I want to pop maybe a full shield bat instead of using a shield cell. So because of that, I always have smart healing items off. Now I have continuously used health items and shield battery on. It's just going to make it a lot easier, and it's easier to hit the cancel button when you're popping multiple instead of going ahead and having to do it each time to go ahead and pop each shield and pop each health. It's just going to make it that much easier. Now vertical zipline and rack buttons, literally these are all default. As for riding on ziplines, I have that on double tap. For the jump button, personally it just makes it a lot easier. Single tap is going to be annoying when you're in a gunfight because you might just hit it, then you're going to automatically go on a zip line. So I keep my zip line for my jump button literally on double tap. I double tap when I'm near the zip line and then it gets me on. It is kind of wonky though, it doesn't always work, so right there it's working, but sometimes you'll do it and it might not work. Other than that, those are pretty much my settings and the rest are default. Now we are in our display settings. The number one rule for any game, any mobile game, have your quality on smooth and have your frame rate as high as possible. Literally just try to max out your frame rate as much as possible because that's what matters most. But if you have a stronger device, me personally, I like to have my stuff a little bit better because longer ranges, it makes it easier for me to discern or easily see which legend I'm shooting at. So I have mine on HD, and also I am a content creator, so I like to have my videos look really good. So with that said, I do run HD, so I get the least amount of hiccups, but have it still looking pretty decent. So essentially it's like having a medium setting almost. Now for your graphic style, I recommend having it on classic because for some reason when I have it on vivid, unless my quality is literally at like original or is at extreme, it just makes it really dim. It's a glitch right now, I don't know, but for now I have it on classic. Vivid is good because it's going to allow you to see players better, but it does dim the screen and makes it like really hard for you to see people as of now, so I'm not running it. And these are just the rest of my settings right now. We go into sound settings. Literally, I recommend having background music down. Right now I have it on because I was doing a hand cam and it just made the game feel empty for my content. But other than that, your background music, it might be a little bit better to have it down because it's going to allow you to hear things easier. Now for your sensitivity, this is what I'm rocking. I'll make a whole full video about sensitivity and like how to find your own personal ones, but if you want to see the sensitivity I've been rocking in these videos, literally I have speed acceleration on, and as you can see, these are my settings. And I'll explain something real quick about speed acceleration. If you go right here and you look, you have 3 options. You have fixed, distance, and speed. I think if I were to rank it, I'll have speed at the top, distance at the second, and fixed at last, because this is a game where you have to track people for a long amount of time to get that damage in. And so fixed is probably not going to give you the amount of tracking you're going to need, especially long range. The recoil is going to be so bad because you're playing at like one fixed thing. Although it could maybe be easier if you have a super high one, but then close range is just super high. It's up to you. But the reason why I say distance is better than fixed is because close range you can have a decent sensitivity, and long range you can still control the recoil relatively easily because it scales based on the distance you're shooting someone at. As for speed acceleration, it allows you to turn and look faster. You also can ramp up how fast you're moving and the speed you're moving. So personally, I like to have speed acceleration on because it's going to allow me to be a faster player while playing. And on top of that, even for longer ranges, I can have a low sensitivity, be very accurate, but when I need to make quick movements, I just turn and my speed acceleration is going to allow me to move super fast. And on top of that, here's one thing, especially about battle royales, it will make your movement better because you can have those instant turns. Unless you have like max fixed speed, you're not going to have instant turns like that, but if I swipe, I can instantly turn very fast based on the speed I'm flicking, if that makes sense. So that's why I do have speed acceleration on, but those are my sensitivity settings. Keep in mind, I don't use TPP, but this is pretty much what it is. If we go to control settings, this is my layout. I have all my action buttons in the bottom right, and I hit it with my thumb. I jump with my pinky finger, and I scope in with my ring finger, and I move in my middle, and I slide with my index, and I shoot bullets with my thumb at the bottom. And then right here, my thumb does literally everything. I aim with my index, and then my middle finger reloads and does actions, and sometimes I use this as well. I use this to like hit the loot stuff. So that's essentially how my controls look, and yeah, that's how it looks. So if we go into battle feedback, this is gonna be some juicy tips no one's gonna tell you, I promise you. Number one thing is, if you go right here and you see damage crosshair, have that on off. And the reason why I say have that on off, because if you put it on, this is how it looks. Let me show you. Yeah, I'm gonna put it on, right? We're gonna shoot this dummy right here. Do you see all that mess in your viewfinder? You have literally hit marker indications. On top of that, you have the thing when someone gets their shield cracked, of course. It's just so much stuff right there, not to mention all the blood that's there. Just makes it really hard to see. So what I do, it literally makes your aim better because you can see, is I go ahead and turn that on off. So when it's on off, I now only get the damage numbers. So I get no hit markers, but do you need a hit marker if you're literally getting damage number? Just substitute that as the hit marker. So one, you know you're hitting the person. And on top of that, when you're shooting someone, the colors is based on the actual shield that someone has. So if it's a red color, it's a red evo, or it can also be in flesh depending. And then on top of that, if it's purple, purple, and if it's blue, blue shield. And you know blue shields have 3, so that's just something you're gonna have to learn, but I do recommend having it like that. It's gonna make your aim better, especially on a phone. When you're looking at a phone, it's just gonna be so much easier to see because it's not as cluttered. And for incoming damage feedback, I have that on the middle one right here. You can have both, but I just don't want to have edge tips on because it just makes my screen red, and I don't like it. I know I'm getting shot at, I can hear it, and I see the indicator. I don't want that extra thing just making it harder for me to see when I'm in an intense situation. Now, my pickup settings are as follows. You want to have your syringes at 4, med kits at 2, batteries at 10, shields at 8, phoenix hits at 1, ultimate accelerants 1, and then just have at least 1 grenade right here just in case you don't pick up grenades. And grenades are very valuable because it allows you to essentially change the situation or shake it up. Please use grenades. People are sleeping on them. They're super powerful in this game. Literally broken. Use grenades. But if we scroll back up, I have auto pickup on because, yeah, if you have auto pickup on, you're gonna be able to pick up weapons faster than literally anyone else. It's just the way the game works. Now, when the pickup list is closed, I do have stop auto pickup because I don't want to have it messing with me, and then hide pickup list during combat. But yeah, you want to have that on. Now, literally, if you go to all of the weapons, all the recommendations are already fine. You don't really need anything more than that. If you want to, you can go ahead and physically take it, but you don't need anything more. But those are all of my settings and sensitivities. I'm gonna go ahead and hop into a game so you guys can see how I actually use it and how I play it. But hopefully you guys enjoyed, and if you did, leave a like. Let's get it.
Let's get an heirloom, dude.
Oh, there's a kid in here. On me.
I mean, in here.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, so many people. Yo, Maps.
Oh, they're in there? I'm gonna see if I can pop them. Down one.
That one?
Let me get a show swap. Back.
Oh, yeah. I need to swap. I need ammo.
No,
Oh my god.
I need ammo. Wait, his thing respawn timed out? That sucks.
I accidentally did a wall.
I'm coming.
Give me this.
I need ammo. I need light.
I need a gun, bro.
That thing can be so weird sometimes. It just doesn't be shooting.
Beast, gun. Prowler, I'll take it.
No, cancel. Oh!
Wait.
Thank God. Jeez. Give me. Where's your finisher?
Warning. Ring movement in progress.
How do you play on mobile? You literally go ahead and switch your app store to a region that's in there. I know Australia, Indonesia, and Mexico are countries that are there, and that's ones you can
There's
choose.
one at the top. We gotta get out of
Oh
there.
my God!
Cyber, grapple. Take the grapple.
I'm not near you.
I'll be drone.
Give me a second. What?
Down one.
Yeah.
Are you down?
Yeah, I'm dead. I don't know how.
Oh, he just bloodhound ulted on me. Oh, come
Behind
get
the
this.
whole wall, bro.
Oh
I
my
blame the server.
God, man, just
Blame
got
servers.
beamed. Oh dang, I'm about to get aped.
Try to dip. You Peppy. Meet me at your
They're rezzing.
No, yeah, I know.
We can come back and aid them, bro.
Dang it, it's a wrong hit. Let's go.
Reloading. Grappling.
You Windows that guy?
Recharging shields.
Come on, switch reload. For the love of God, reload.
Open fire on the enemy.
There you go.
Oh my God.
Kids on me. He's shield broken.
Kill me. What?
There's another squad attacking.
Down one.
Wait, that one. Yeah. Eliminate him.
Grappling.
Okay. I'm gonna
Grappling.
climb to the top. Oh, it's
Bad,
C
bad.
kids.
Where?
Right here. He's lit. One shot.
Chasing.
Dead.
Nice, guys.
Reloading.
Shooting.
Yo, nah, these lag
Damn.
spikes be crazy. Ain't no way.
Someone just popped the ult.
Yo, yeah, bloodhound.
Bloodhound.
I'm giving this out.
Here,
Giving this
here.
out. Take this. Take this. Take zipline. Take zipline.
Just one. Just one.
Oh,
Come on,
just
come on.
one? Just one? I thought I didn't. Got him.
Line deployed.
Come on. They're here. I hear them. Or maybe that's you. I don't know.
Get back.
I don't
Okay,
get
right
any of
here.
that. I don't get any.
Where?
Reloading.
They got beamed, bro. Kids are here. Yo, I'm gonna use my glitch. I'm gonna see if it works. Wait, don't kill him. Let me see this one. Let's see this one. Never mind.
Shoot.
Oh, what the heck? They're actually shooting. Oh, I actually hit him. What the heck?
Great.
Ring movement in progress.
Oh shit, he jacked my ass.
Oh my God! I'm being with the R99. Let's go. Yeah, come out again, boy. You don't want this.
Recharging shields.
We have the advantage. We can just sit on him. You don't have to move.
Pushing.
Got you.
Recharging shields.
Ah, bro, we talking about lifeline. I take aggressive fights.
I know. I just like abusing it.
Jump down that second. You may die. Oh shit. Okay.
Bro. My aim is superior. Everywhere shipping. On Lim just standing, beaming with the R99 with a 2-time scope. That's a GG's.